Welcome to Undercurrents of Romance, the show that celebrates every subgenre of romantic fiction. In each episode, I peel back the layers of your favorite love stories and chat with the talented authors who bring them to life. I'm your host, Tracey Devlyn. Now, let's dive in with today's guest. Hello, romantics. I'm here with author London Sperry to talk about her debut romantic comedy, Passion Project. Welcome to the show, London. Congrats on the
Oh,
publication of
there
your
it is.
first novel.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I'm sure you have been experiencing a lot of firsts from getting the call as we call it in the
Mhm.
writing world, the call to launch day. You're exposed to so many wonderful firsts. What has been maybe like the most exciting moment for you so far?
I mean, we mentioned the call, but it's a funny story actually that aligns pretty well with the thesis of my book. But I was in therapy. I was like in therapy with my therapist, talking, about therapy things, and that's when my agent called me, and
Oh my
so
gosh.
um, I wouldn't normally answer my phone during a session, but um, she
Pretty
was
important,
she was
yeah.
like, please answer this call. And it was just, it was a first for everyone, let's just say, for her and for me.
hmm
But yeah, it's so true that just everything is new and there's no precedent. And even if you try to like project or read the tea leaves, like there's just no way to know. And you just kind of have to like hang on for dear life and keep going.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Well, I'm so excited for you. It's everybody remembers their first book, like no other book after it, and so I'm very excited for you. So why don't you get us started and tell us a little bit about yourself and maybe give us a good teaser for Passion Project.
Yeah, sure. My first love was not writing. It was theater. I was an actor. Since I couldn't even tell you the age. I was very young that I like made this decision. This was all I was going to ever do. And I have the most supportive and loving family. And they were like, sure, let's do it. Let's go get the BFA in theater and be on Broadway. And that will be your story, period. And this crazy thing happened in the year 2020, which I think we all can maybe remember, which is COVID hit.
Mm,
And I think a lot of people took that time that we were sort of forced to pause and reflect.
mm,
And I certainly did. To like this actually maybe isn't something that I want to do anymore. This is like not giving me, it's not my passion anymore, to use a buzzword from my book.
yeah,
Um,
right.
so what is? And it kind of felt um it was a new experience and it felt very isolating um and yeah, I kind of wrote the book from that place of if I have no passion, no something that I have been thrown my entire identity into, what am I? Am I lovable? Am I, what is what's left of a person if that's not there? And that's kind of where I started writing. So Passion Project is about a young woman who she was not an actor. She is not me, but she has lost her first love, and she's kind of not been able to move forward through her grief, and sort of become who she is. And it's about her search for passion with a lovely golden retriever boyfriend. Spoiler, boyfriend. But yeah, so that's sort of the elevator pitch, I guess, of
Yeah.
the inspiration and the yeah, the story. So very
You
excited.
did great. Sometime distilling, 300 plus pages down into just, a few paragraphs or a few sentences just can be torturous for authors. So
Yeah, so
congratulations, you did great.
thank you.
So as you mentioned, Bennett, who is our female protagonist in the Passion Project, she is grieving for her first love, and we learn that pretty quickly out of the gate. And I was really curious about how you went about deciding to have Bennett grieving for a loss, this kind of first
Mhm.
lost love, rather than some other traumatic loss that would, obviously eventually bring these two together.
Yeah, yeah. So when I was experiencing my own grief of grieving my like dream, it really felt to me like something immediate and very close to me was gone, and it was never coming back. And that feeling is what propelled the decision to have that be a romantic partner. Um, I am always thinking that I'm gonna die tomorrow. I don't know if that's like a me thing, but the loss of like someone who's gone too soon is just something that feels very tragic and obviously tragic, but very close to my heart.
Mhm.
So yeah, so that's kind of why that decision was made.
Okay, yeah, that's great. So this concept of Henry helping Bennett find her passion, he's trying to help her through her grief, and there's some spoilery things in there
Mhm.
I don't want to talk about, but I found it just such a unique and fun way to get your two protagonists together. How did you come up with the passions? Are these things that you tried in New York yourself, or you want to try, or where did those come from?
Yeah, so it was really about the first one, which is this boy, they go to a tattoo class together and they learn how to like tattoo on a cantaloupe, I think, or honeydew. That was just something I wanted to do. I thought was cool. I like saw it on like some social media platform somewhere, but from there it kind of became okay, in terms of the story, in terms of the growth of these two characters towards each other, what's what's the feeling I'm trying to get and what activity would get them there. So I want to have some empathy shown for both of the characters. So I'm going to have them go to an adoption event. Um, I want them to really face their fears. I want the power dynamic to shift. I want to think of, sorry, the scariest thing that I can possibly think of. So I'm going to have them scale the side of a skyscraper.
Yeah.
Um, so that's really kind of where the passion projects came from. Um,
Hmm.
they were more story driven than just this is something that I thought was cool in New York. So
Okay.
yeah.
All right, great. Nice and strategic. That's wonderful.
Hmm.
Well, the name of the dog is escaping me right now, but the scenes in the pet adoption air
Hmm.
the I just the so cute. So cute.
Hmm.
I
Oh, good.
just loved it so much. Yes. Fred, yes, that's
Fred
what it was.
Astaire, yeah.
Yeah. That was I really loved those a lot. One of the things that I like to dive into on this show is finding the story's undercurrent with the author. It's that second beating heart of the story that flows beneath the lover's story. What do you think is the undercurrent that is flowing beneath Bennett and Henry's story?
I think it's definitely about mental health and self-discovery and their journey towards each other, but I think ultimately towards themselves. It deals a lot with depression and grief, naturally,
Yeah.
but it's not about healing per se. I think a lot of it is healing, but I think it's more about managing and discovering life can be beautiful, even hand in hand with some of these darker things.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
so yeah, so that's what I would say. It's just self-discovery, mental health, and finding the joy in life along the way. And maybe that will lead you to a lovely, hot golden retriever boyfriend.
Yes, I did enjoy how you knitted it all together at the end. Her past, her grief with her future, her passion. I thought that was really, really beautifully done. So kudos to you for that.
Thank you.
What are two or three tropes that readers can look forward to while reading Passion Project?
Well, I think the obvious would be it's Grumpy Sunshine. It's certainly
Yeah.
I don't even know if like it's needed to say that it's reverse Grumpy Sunshine because I feel like normally, the guy gets to be brooding and grouchy and we
Right.
all forgive him by the end. Um, but I do see a lot more now uh
Yes.
grumpy ladies and sunshine boys. So yeah, so I would say grumpy sunshine. And with Henry, I just really wanted him to be as good as he seemed. And
Mhm.
sometimes that's really what a quote unquote black cat girlfriend really, really needs. Certainly what Bennett needs. Only one bed. That's a fun one.
Yeah.
That's one that I was like, I need to have this. So yeah, there's definitely only one bed. Who
Mhm.
knows? Maybe they will wake up cuddling each other, maybe not. I don't know. It's book. And then it's just my favorite of the friendship dynamics, or sorry, of the romantic dynamics is friends to lovers. I
Mhm.
always love, I always love it. I love watching a relationship, or experiencing a relationship kind of um trepidatiously move from friends and then towards something else in the middle and then sort of start tipping over to the scary new dynamic,
Yeah. Yeah.
into, what if we explore this like romantic side? So it's a friends to lover story. And then what else? Oh, there's a secret tattoo. Um, which I, to be honest, didn't even know that it was a trope when I was writing it, but I'm
Yeah.
happy to hear that it is because it's very lovely. I like it a lot. So, yeah.
Great. Oh, wonderful. Do you have a romance book that you've read recently that you would recommend and maybe why?
I have been I'll admit I'm behind on like new releases. I've been reading a lot of the 2025 debut class. So any of those I will recommend always. But the most recent, I wouldn't even say that it was necessarily a romance book, which like maybe this is not the right venue to be talking about this book, but it was certainly romantic and warm and kind and titillating and um it felt really good to read, and that's always what I look for in romance or in any fiction. But I loved The Wedding People, um, by Alison Esbach, and it felt like a romance. I was comforted the same way that I would be in a romance. So yeah, so I guess that would be my recommendation.
Okay, great. Thank you. And then, what wisdom can you now impart now that you've completed, I should say, this first leg of your journey as a published author? What advice can you give to those who maybe just got the call?
Oh, just keep going. I don't know.
Yeah.
Keep your eyes on your own paper. I think that's a huge one. You're doing your journey. This is your singular journey, period. It's not anybody else's journey. And so keep your eyes on your paper, keep the faith. That's a big one.
Mm,
There's a lot of times that
hmm.
it feels like you're you're muscling through everything, but um just wait till the end of the story to know how it ends. You can't project what's going to happen. So, and also we never know when the end of the story is, frankly. So I would say that, and then I would say um tune out the noise and just kind of do what you got to do. People are going to have opinions, positive, negative, whatever. It's the only and the greatest one that matters about your work is your own opinion.
There you go. Love it. Great. And then can you give us just a little bit of a glimpse into your writing life, maybe where you like to write, or do you have any rituals or daily routines that you have to do before your creative brain kicks in?
Yeah. So as mentioned before, I wrote this book during COVID, so I had quite a bit more flexibility.
Yeah.
So I would wake up every morning, kind of lazily traipse my way to the front porch and like sit in a rocking chair and write. And I found that 2,000 words a day was like perfect. Like that
Yeah.
was the max. That's where I maxed out and I couldn't really be smart anymore. And that's where like anything underneath that felt like I was getting up too soon. Um, so I would shoot for that during the drafting process. And then like editing, I need to be a little kinder to myself and I need to kind of take my time a little bit more just because it's editing it for me is not, it's always so emotional. I'm so judgy of everything that I write. But um, nowadays I kind of have less flexibility and less time to like dedicate hours a day to writing 2,000 words a day.
Hmm.
So I have to be a little more regimented and a little more purposeful in how I get it done. So I do have my little, I've gone from the rocking chair to a desk and I now have a mouse and a keyboard. So I've definitely upgraded my space. But now and then I like to go to a coffee shop if I'm feeling
Yeah.
adventurous, if I need to kind of shake off. I work from home in my home office. So if I need to shake off the like homey, tired, sleepy vibes, I
Mm.
need to go out to a coffee shop.
Yeah, sometimes just getting into a new environment can kind of cleanse your writing palette a little bit so that you, yeah, I don't know, it just kind of reinvigorates or something, something
Yeah.
there. Yeah,
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 it also
good.
signals to me sometimes if I'm somewhere else, like it's work time and
Oh.
I don't I'm in public, so I can't like scroll on TikTok and distract myself. So that's certainly a plus. It's like it keeps me honest.
Yeah, good deal. All right. Well, before we go, can you give us a hint about what's up next for you? Any exciting projects that you can talk about?
Well, I will just say that I'm always writing my sad girls, and I'm always writing them towards their happy endings. So I'll leave you with that.
All right. Okay. Nice and
But yeah,
mysterious.
yeah.
That's great. All right, folks. Well, when this episode airs, Passion Project will be out, so be sure to order your copy today. You can check out London's website at londonsperry.com. London, what social media outlets are you most active on?
I am definitely most active on Instagram. You can find me at London Sperry Writes. And then I'm on Threads. I don't even remember if it's the same handle. But if it is, it's London Sperry Writes. If it's not, it's just London Sperry. Um,
Okay.
I have Twitter, but I don't use it. I don't think anyone is really much on
Yeah.
Twitter.
Absolutely. All right, London. Well, thank you so much for joining me. I really, really enjoyed Passion Project, and I'm so happy and congratulations on your debut novel. So excited for you. Uh, I'm sure you already are, but just enjoy every moment. And yeah, good luck on your sophomore book if that's what you're writing now.
Thank you so much for having me.
You betcha. Many thanks to everyone listening. I hope you enjoyed this week's episode of Undercurrents of Romance. You can find more information about the show on tracydevlyn.com/podcast. Undercurrents of Romance is a proud member of the Authors on the Air Global Radio Network. I'll be back soon with another great romantic read. In the meantime, enjoy the adventure, everyone.